Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today's video, we're going to be predicting the Team Affinity cards for Season 1, Chapter 2, which will drop on Friday. Before we get into it, though, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on, and in the comment section below, let me know if you're excited for the drop that's coming Friday, and if you agree with what I have to say, and as well, let me know how you feel so far about MLB The Show 24, all right? Let's go ahead and get into it. Now, before we start to talk about this, I'm going based off what SDS has said. They did say we're going to see more MLB pipeline cards in Team Affinity, so I'm going to have to go with the fact that they'll go with MLB pipeline cards throughout Team Affinity. Maybe it's all MLB pipeline cards, maybe it's not. I'm going to say it is, just so it's, you know, not tough to be able to predict each team. And again, I could be very wrong about everything I'm saying, but I did see that in Team Affinity we will be seeing more MLB pipeline cards. MLB pipeline seems like they're going to be the new future stars type of cards. Instead of having future stars, we'll just have MLB pipeline cards. So we're just going to name one for each team. Again, I know I'm not going to be 100% right on these, and if I am, holy shit, I need to go play the lotto right away. But nonetheless, let's get into it. All right, so first up, we're going to have the Baltimore Orioles. Now, we know the Orioles have a ton of prospects in the top 100. We did see a Jackson Holiday as a spring breakout card, so I don't think he's going to get a card, but that's fine. We have a lot to choose from. However, I'm going to go with Heston Kjerstad. He did get supercharged for having a 10 RBI game in the minor leagues, which we've never seen before, somebody get supercharged for having a crazy game in the minors. So I think they'll go with Heston Kjerstad as the MLB pipeline card. Now, again, these guys have a ton to choose from. You have Samuel Basayo, Colin Cowser, Kobe Mayo, Joey Ortiz. They have a ton of guys they could choose from, but I think they're going to go with Heston. Next up on the list is the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox are going to... Oh, what am I doing? Putting my controller down the wrong way. All right. Next team is going to be the Red Sox. I think it's going to go... They're going to go with Ceddanne Rafaela. He's already on the roster, already in the big leagues. However, unless he does something really, really good, or just does good throughout the year, he's not really going to get a diamond card like that. So I could see them definitely giving Rafaela a MLB pipeline card for this Team Affinity drop. Next up is going to be the Yankees. The Yankees did have Spencer Jones as a spring breakout card, so I'm not going to see that a spring breakout. Or I don't think we'll see an MLB pipeline Spencer Jones because of it. I think that Jason Dominguez is still an option. As funny as that sounds, he's still in the top 100. He's not going to be playing this year, or won't be playing until later this year. I can't remember if he comes back or not because of that Tommy John surgery. He's gotten a card from since MLB, I don't know what. So why not just keep following the trend? However, if they wanted to go away from that and give an MLB pipeline card, somebody else, I would say it would be Chase Hampton. Roderick Arias already received one this past week as a rare round, so the person on the top 100 for the Yankees next up would be Chase Hampton, because again, Spencer Jones did receive a card, and again, Jason Dominguez, that'd just be boring because they keep giving him cards every single year. Next up would be the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, the Rays do have a few top 100 guys. Junior Caminero comes to mind. You know, made his big league debut last year. He's in the minors this year. Young guy, number 4 prospect in the top 100. Could he get an MLB pipeline card? Absolutely. However, I think these cards overalls are going to be about, I don't know, 93s and 94s. I don't see them going that low for Junior. I could be wrong, of course. So with that being said, I think they'll go with Carson Williams, the number 20 prospect in the top 100, a shortstop with the ETA of 2025, according to MLB.com. And that would make more sense than Junior Caminero, who is a top 5 prospect in the bigs. And then last but not least in the AL East is the Blue Jays. Now, the Blue Jays have 2 guys in the top 100. And number 29 on the list is Ricky Tiedemann, left-handed pitcher. Should be up this year at some point, according to MLB.com. I do think that that's who they'll go with, a left-handed pitcher in Ricky Tiedemann. So that's the 5 guys for the AL East. Now we'll turn it over to the White Sox, starting the AL Central. With the White Sox, they did receive a spring breakout card in Colson Montgomery. So I don't think Colson will be a MLB pipeline card for the White Sox. And then the only top 100 guy that they have besides Colson Montgomery is Noel Schultz at 50, a left-handed pitcher with the ETA of 2026. So I think that's who they'll be getting as their MLB pipeline card. Moving on to the Guardians. The Guardians did get Kyle Mansardo as a spring breakout card, so I don't see him getting the MLB pipeline. They also received, or Brian Rocchio also received the MLB pipeline card in the MLB pipeline choice pack last week, so not going to be him either. So that leaves Daniel Espino, who is number 100 on the top 100, and then Chase DeLauder, who is an outfielder at 31. I think Chase is the one that gets a card. Move on to the Detroit Tigers. And the Tigers have Colt Keefe, who did get a Topps Now card, who's number 22 on the top 100, so I don't think Colt will get one. And then you got Max Clark, Jackson Jobe, and Jace Jung. Max Clark, as we saw him for the first time last year when they introduced for the first time ever draft pick cards. He's number 13, so I don't think he'll get a card because he's pretty high on the top 100. So that leaves us with Jackson Jobe and Jace Jung. I can see them go with Jackson Jobe for sure, number 25 on the top 100. I can also see them go with Jace Jung too, but I'm going to go with Jackson Jobe. All right, moving on to the Royals. And the Royals, I have no clue who they're going to get because Blake Mitchell is their only guy in the top 100. He just received the MLB pipeline card. So maybe they get a flashback as one of their guys. You know, however, I really don't know because look at Blake Mitchell's right there. He already received the card. So that kind of throws off the theory that I'm thinking just right there. But you know what? We move. I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb that Alex Gordon gets a card for the Royals. Obviously, it's not going to be an MLB pipeline card, but I'm just going to go ahead and say that Alex Gordon gets some type of flashback card or some type, flashback card for him. That's going to be a 93 overall, 93 or 94 overall. So that does it for the AL Central. Now we move on to correction. We have one more team in the AL Central, which is the Twins. And the Twins have three guys in the top 100. You got Walker Jenkins, Brooks Lee, and Emmanuel Rodriguez. I would love Brooks Lee, shortstop. I think that it would be a perfect spot to give him a card. He hasn't received a card yet, and it'll be the show. So Brooks Lee is my guy for the Minnesota Twins. All right, now moving on to the AL West. With the starting off with the Astros, and the Astros actually have 0 top 100 guys. I don't think I've seen that yet from them, but they do have 0 top 100 guys. So if I had to go with a guy, a young guy, it would be Hunter Brown that I would go with because he hasn't had a card yet. That's a diamond. So why not just give Hunter Brown some type of diamond, maybe an MLB pipeline card, but that wouldn't really make sense. So maybe J.R. Richard gets a card here as a 93-94. I could see that as well. J.R. Richard definitely get a card. He hasn't gotten a card yet. Yeah. I'm going to probably say that J.R. Richard gets a card here in this situation since they don't have a top 100 guy. All right, moving on to the Angels. They have one top 100 guy, which is Nolan Schanuel. And Nolan already made his MLB debut last year. Did he get an MLB pipeline? Absolutely, he can get an MLB pipeline card to give him a diamond. That's a mid, 90s diamond. Why not give it to Nolan? All right, moving on to the A's. They have one top 100 guy. That's pretty sad, being the fact that they are very bad. But nonetheless, they have one top 100 guy, Jacob Wilson, shortstop. And I could see Jacob Wilson as their MLB pipeline card. Moving on to the Mariners, they have 4 top 100 cards. You got Cole Young, Harry Ford. Harry Ford already got a spring breakout, so it's not going to be him. Gabriel Gonzalez, outfielder, and then Cole Emerson as a shortstop, second baseman. I think they'll go with Cole Young. Shortstop and second base guy, so why not go with him? Then we got the Rangers, and the Rangers have 4 guys in the top 100, but 2 of them, Evan Carter and Evan Carter doesn't have a diamond card yet. Wyatt Langford just got a hyper series, so could Evan Carter technically get one as the number 5 overall prospect? Yes, he could, but they also have Sebastian Walcott, who's a shortstop, and then they also have Brock Porter, who's number 88 on top 100 as a right-handed pitcher. I could see them go with Brock Porter, honestly, to give somebody else in the division a pitcher. So I'll go with Brock Porter. All right, moving on. That clears it for the American League teams. Now we move on to the National League, starting with the East and the Braves. The Braves have 2 top 100 guys. You got AJ Smith-Shawver and then Hurston Waldrep, who was drafted last year by the Braves. And I can definitely see Hurston Waldrep get a card here. I'm going to go that as my pick. MLB pipeline for Mr. Hurston Waldrop. All right, moving on to the Miami Marlins. Marlins have one top 100 guy, and it's Noble Meyer. He is number 57, so gonna have to give the nod to Noble Meyer, aside from the fact Thomas White already got a spring breakout card. So the nod for me goes to Noble Meyer. And you got the New York Mets. They have 4 top 100 guys. Jet Williams is their highest ranked prospect. He already received a spring breakout card. You got Drew Gilbert, Luis Angel Acuna, and then Ryan Clifford. He received the MLB pipeline card last week, so not going to be him. I'm going to go with Luis Angel Acuna. Why not give Acuna's brother a card? So that's who I'm going to go with, Luis Angel Acuna. Philadelphia Phillies, they have 4 top 100 guys. They have Andrew Painter, Mick Abel, Aiden Miller, and Justin Crawford. 2 pitchers and then 2 position players. I'm going to go with Andrew Painter. I don't think he's got an he might have had an MLB The Show card last year. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to go with Andrew Painter. He's number 27 on the top 100 list. So why not go with Painter? Let's go ahead and do it for him. And then the Washington Nationals, James Woods out of the question. So is Dylan Cruz, in my opinion. They both had spring breakout cards, which leaves Brady House as their last top 100 prospect. Third baseman, number 48, top 50, in the top 100. So Brady House is my pick. That's going to conclude the NL East. Now we move on to the Chicago Cubs for the NL Central. They have 7 top 100 guys. That's a lot of guys to pick from. That has to be the most in the MLB, to probably. I could be wrong, but 7, that sounds like a lot. You got Pete Crow Armstrong, could definitely get one. Cade Horton's a right-handed pitcher. Owen Casey is an outfielder. Michael Bush is an infielder. He's already in the big starting. Matt Shaw just got an MLB pipeline card last week. I absolutely hated that card. Go check out the video and you'll see why. Kevin Alcantara is an outfielder. And then you have James Triantos, second baseman. I'm going to go with PCA. Why not Pete Crow Armstrong? I know he's received it in the past, but I think PCA is definitely going to be... I mean, I don't think he's definitely going to be the pick, but that's my pick, is Pete Crow Armstrong. All right, next we have the Cincinnati Reds. They have 5 guys in the top 100, so you got guys... Definitely have some guys to choose from here. Noelvi Marte, we know he got suspended for PEDs, so I don't think he'll get one. Rhett Lauder got a card last year for being a draft pick. Edwin Arroyo, shortstop. Connor Phillips and Chase Petty, both right-handed pitchers. Chase Petty did get a MLB pipeline card last week in the Chase pack, so it's not going to be him. And they already have a right-handed pitcher, a pitcher. So I'm going to go with Edwin Arroyo as their pick, is a position player, since they already received Chase Petty, who is a pitcher. I think they're going to go with position player for them in Edwin Arroyo. I mean, could Noelvi Marte be this, or be MLB pipeline card? Absolutely, but again, he did get suspended for PEDs, so I don't know if they're going to test those waters. Next up on the list is going to be the Brewers. Jackson Chourio, out of the question. He just received the tops now for me. That's Jacob Mizorowski. Already has a spring breakout card. And then you got Jefferson Quero, who's a catcher, and Tyler Black, who's a third base, first base. I think they'll go with Jefferson, catcher. Why not? Go ahead and give him a card. Then you got the Pittsburgh Pirates next up on the list. And the Pirates have 5 top 100 prospects. Paul Skeens, of course, being their highest ranked prospect. Out of the question, spring breakout card. You got Tamar Johnson, also has a spring breakout. Jared Jones just received the tops now. And then the only 2 are left are Anthony Solometo and then Bubba Chandler as their other top 100 prospect. They're both pitchers. One's a left-handed pitcher, Anthony is, and Bubba's a right-handed pitcher. I'm going to go with Anthony. Go ahead and give him a left-handed pitcher. And we pipeline card. There you have it. And then Cardinals. Let's see how many they have on the list. They have 3 top 100 prospects in Mason Wynn, Tink Hence, and Takoa Roby. Tink already received the card. Mason Wynn, I could definitely see him get a card. I mean, he's number 43 on top 100. Why not give Mason a card? All right, moving on to the D-backs. And this is going to be the last division, obviously, National League West. We got Jordan Lawlar, who already received the spring breakout. Tommy Troy and Drew Jones are the other 2 top 100 prospects for them. I could see Drew Jones definitely get a card in this situation. Since Jordan Lawlar is a shortstop and so is Tommy Troy, Diamondbacks already received a spring breakout that was a shortstop. Why not give it to an outfielder as their MLB pipeline card? Moving on to the Rockies, and the Rockies have 4 guys in the top 100. You got Adel Amador, shortstop, second base. Chase Dollinger, right-handed pitcher. Yanquiel Fernandez, outfielder, and Jordan Beck. Jordan Beck just got a card as a spring, or not a, Jordan Breck just got a card as a MLB Pipeline card, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't see him get it. I can see Adael Amador get it, shortstop, second baseman. I believe he's a switch hitter, if I'm not mistaken either. So I can definitely see him get it for the Rockies. Next up is the Dodgers. They got 2 top 100 guys in Dalton Rushing and Nick Fraso. Now, Dalton Rushing already has his spring breakout card, or did he receive the card? I can't remember. I know he has a card. I don't know if it's spring breakout or if it was a card for the Korea series. Might have been the Korea series. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know he has a card. And Nick Fraso is their other top 100 guy. He already, Nick Fraso already got a card last week, so not him. So the only other option it leaves us with for the Dodgers is a flashback card. Now, they already have Eric Gagne, Adrian Beltre, Mike Piazza. And the Dodgers have so many guys you could choose from that can get a card. Nope, Dalton Rushing was a spring breakout. Okay. Maybe a Clayton Kershaw in this situation, honestly. I can see a Clayton Kershaw. You know, mid-90s overall Clayton Kershaw. I could see that as a flashback card for them. Padres, they do have some guys. They have 5 guys. They have Ethan Salas, who already got a spring breakout. Jackson Merrill already has a card. And I believe he definitely got one from the Korea series. Robbie Snelling, Dylan Lesko, and Drew Thorpe. Those are the last 3 remaining on the top 100 for them. Robbie Snelling is a left-handed pitcher. Lesko and Thorpe are right-handed pitchers. I could see them give it to Drew Thorpe. Yep. Okay, I can definitely see them give it to Drew Thorpe. He just got traded over from the Yankees to the Padres, so I could definitely see him get a card. But I could also see the other 2 guys I mentioned get a card. But I'm going to go with Drew Thorpe as my pick. Giants, they got, I believe it was 4 guys. Let me check real quick. Giants have 4 guys in the top 100. You have Kyle Harrison. He already has a card. Marco Luciano. Carson Wisenhunt already has a card. And then Bryce Eldridge. He's an outfielder and right-handed pitcher, so a 2-way guy there. I can see Bryce Eldridge get a 2-way guy. Why not give it to him as an MLB Pipeline card? Yeah, I could see definitely Bryce Eldridge get a card for sure. And that's going to conclude every team in the MLB. That's gonna conclude this video. That's gonna conclude every team. I've given a choice for every team. Now, obviously, every team didn't have a top 100 guy, so I didn't say every team got an MLB Pipeline. I thought every team would have, but there's some room for flashbacks definitely in the TA program. Now, is my thesis correct on only the teams that don't have the top 100 guys being? Absolutely not. Obviously, this is just a fun thing. We're guessing here, taking educated guesses based off what SES has said about having more MLB Pipeline cards show up in Team Affinity. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Leave a like on the video and in the comment section below. Let me know what you think is going to be a part of Team Affinity Season 1, Chapter 2, and if you're excited for it or not, all right? Also, let me know in the comment section how you're feeling about MLB The Show 24. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you next video. Love y'all. Peace!